So many memorable moments and game winners in finals history. And now the finals for the first time in Cleveland. And the Cavs at halftime down by 2. Will there be a game winner tonight? We'll certainly find out. Hello again, everyone. With Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. Mike Breen on hand. Cavaliers down 25 at halftime in game 2. Only down 2 here, so an improvement there. But a bad way to finish that first half with that 10-0 San Antonio run.
Well, and LeBron James had another below-average first half as he had 9 points and 4 turnovers, but he did get help from his friends. Ilgauskas, Gooden, Pavlovic did a very good job.
And that's part of our Cooler Talk, sponsored by Gatorade. James had that strong start, but then the foul trouble.
Here's the third foul. Bo in front of him. James pushed off. Third foul. But here comes his help. Pavlovic off the pick and roll. Then he drives it strong to the rim. And Ilgauskas was very effective shooting the mid-range jumper, and then drew Duncan's third foul. Gooden and Ilgauskas combined for 8 second shots in that first half, which is critical for their success. As you saw, they combined for 20 points.
And the Cavs went up by as many as 8. Meanwhile, the Spurs came back strong. The key for them, Mark, was they said they wanted to stop Tony Parker. They did early, but he started to get it right in that second period. And that's all part of our Coors Light freeze camp.
Excuse me, but they did a great job of containing Tony Parker early. But it's not just a 24-minute thing. It's a 48-minute thing containing a guy as explosive as Parker. They do a great job, and he does an excellent job of reading. Help comes, they play him differently. Well, the play is to find the open man. Michael Finley waiting for the basketball. Got him because of the unselfish play of Parker. And then when it's one-on-one, when you are guarding him, puts the shoulder by you, stops, and he's ready to explode up in the air, eliminates everybody involved, and it's just him in the rim. Does a great job for a little man at teardropping at the hoop.
And again, a key part was the way he came out in the second quarter. Only took 1 shot, didn't score, but strong in that second period. Parker also with 4 rebounds and 3 assists total. Right now, let's go to Stuart Scott.
Mike, I talked to Coach Mike Brown, and he said his team just got stagnant offensively there at the end of the second quarter. He said, we can't do that. He told his team at halftime, he said, we have got to close quarters better. He said, the Spurs close very well, and he was very blunt with his team. He said, if we do that again, we will lose this game. Now, for a report of the Spurs, let's go over to Michelle Tafoya.
All right, Stu. Well, Greg Popovich told me that he liked the way his team handled adversity, and he said their defense was solid. Where he wants improvement is on execution of Tim Duncan's post-up. He said the guys on the perimeter have not been aggressive enough. There have been too many turnovers. They need to move the ball better, space out better, and be more aggressive, guys.
And they were more aggressive, certainly, in that second quarter. Ilgauskas out to James. Pavlovic sets for 3. And Ilgauskas the offensive rebound. That's 10 offensive rebounds for the Cavaliers. Ilgauskas has the range and puts it in.
Good job by the big guys keeping the ball alive. And once again, LeBron takes the double team and makes the right play. Ilgauskas with a wide open jumper.
Ilgauskas 11 total points first 2 games, and he's got 10 here in game 3. Oberto, nice up and under move. He might be slow, but he's very crafty down there.
I take it personal when you call somebody slow.
Pavlovic on the drive. Gibson for 3. And Duncan the rebound.
Pavlovic has had no problem blowing by Michael Finley, particularly to his left hand.
Duncan. There's Parker. Shot clock winding down. Tony Parker, a rare open look for him, and knocks it down. He's now 5 of 9 from the field. And Mike Brown not happy as the Spurs with their largest lead. And he calls a 20-second timeout.
And my problem in that situation is a pick and roll. If you're Drew Gooden, you have to tell Gibson which side the screen is coming from. Help him on defense.
Now it's a full timeout. Cavaliers desperate for a win here in game 3, but right now they're down by 4.
Oh, you jump over, grab some. The NBA Finals on ABC, brought to you by refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it. Fantastic Four rated PG. On June 15th, the secret of the surfer will be revealed. and Chevy, an American Revolution.
Back in Cleveland, Tim Duncan has a record in the NBA. He's got several, but one of them is most games for anyone who's played his entire career for one head coach. Of course, that's Popovich, and Duncan wouldn't have it any other way.
It's great for me. I don't know how people, honestly, how people play to have 3 and 4 coaches over 5 and 6 years. I wouldn't understand how to do that. That would send me crazy. But to have someone to know that it's consistently going to be the same, understand what you're going to do in practice, to understand what they want from you in the game, to understand the schemes and the changes that he's going to make, it makes the game a lot easier for me.
And Popovich wouldn't have it any other way as well.
And I know how you play for multiple head coaches. You don't make the playoffs or you lose in the first round, and the Spurs don't do that.
Not very often. Duncan spinning against Ilgauskas. Didn't know call that time. Ilgauskas just put his hand straight up. There was contact, but Duncan initiated it. Dangerous pass, deflected, and it's still going to be Cavs ball with 14 on the shot clock.
James had a turnover on a similar play in the first half because he's trying to thread the needle into the paint versus just making the easy extra pass on the perimeter.
Mike Brown has said to him, you don't have to make the home run pass, make the simple one. He now has 16 turnovers so far in the series, 6 in the first 2 games each and 4 so far tonight. Interesting pass that gets to Ilgauskas, and he comes up short.
And this is called ugly offense. You have to look to be aggressive, get into something quick. But it starts on the defensive end, and the Cavs started off so effectively because they got stops.
The extra pass from Duncan. Alberto inadvertently took a swipe in the face. Oh, nice move, blocked by Ilgauskas. Excellent recovery. Gooden. James clapping his hands for the ball. Gooden lines up that shot. And Ilgauskas trying to save it. He does. Ball knocked out of bounds. And Cleveland will get a new 24. No, they never lost possession, so it's 22 on the shot clock.
Another second shot opportunity, but off the block shot of Ilgauskas. I like the Cavs pushing the ball, not allowing the Spurs to set up. That's the only way you're going to be effective all night long on the offensive end.
Pavlovich wide open, good look, can't hit. And the Cavs unable to hit their perimeter shots here to start the third.
But James was aggressive against that double team. He took the big man on, drove around him, jumped in the air, and found a wide open Pavlovich for an uncontested 3.
Good on Duncan. Quick move. In and out. Alberto nearly tipped it in. Ilgauskas, meanwhile, a double-double. 10 points and 11 rebounds, plus that block shot. Crowd trying to urge on James. He's been very unselfish. Good inside. Nice move. Jeff, do you want to see him attack the rim more?
I want to see him shoot that pull-up jumper. They are giving him the 18 to 20-foot jumper. He's got to knock that thing in.
Again, trying to get the ball out of Parker's hands. And they do. Nice help defense. Here comes Pavlovich. Goes at Bowen underneath. And just kind of threw up a wild shot. Again, Gibson starting the second half like he started the game. Larry Hughes out with the left plantar fasciitis. He's been inactive for tonight, so the rookie getting his start. There's some people calling for that because Hughes ineffective with the injury, trying to play through it. Mike Brown was saying a lot of people questioning his moves. Even his 12-year-old son was giving him a hard time on some of his moves. And a moving screen on Ilgauskas. That's his second personal.
In that situation, Ilgauskas pops out and sets a screen three-quarters away from the rim. Allow LeBron James just to isolate. If they're going to play him that way, they just clear the wing and allow him to play one-on-one with Bruce Bowen.
Gibson looking down at Parker. Duncan. There's the double. Finds his open man. Good ball movement. Finley. Parker's going to try another three. And again, that's not his strength. He's never been a good three-point shooter. Doesn't take many. James. Gooden on the drive. Stolen by Finley. And the Spurs defense tightening up.
Well, that's good defense, but the Cavs turning down shots. Once LeBron dished the ball up to Drew Gooden, he has to take that open jump.
Duncan to Alberto. And he traveled. Shuffled his feet. We see the score here, 44-42. It's 6:50 remaining in the third. Is it more because it's excellent defense, or are we seeing some pretty rough offense?
I think we're seeing good defense by the Cavs, but we're also seeing bad offense by the Cavs. They have to force the issue and look to be aggressive. Right now, they are participating to the defense of the Spurs. They have to look to get the ball in LeBron's hands, and he has to make plays.
We've played 5.5 minutes in the third. The score in the third is 4-4. James, the runner, gets it to go.
And it's simple. If you're going to play him one-on-one and you're going to back up off him, too big, too strong, and too talented to allow it to happen.
James now 11 points, 6 assists, and 5 boards. Parker pass deflected, but it gets to Duncan. Alberto underneath. He just seems to be in the right place at the right time.
He is, and Pavlovic did a poor job protecting the paint as they trapped Tony Parker on the pick and roll. And I love that adjustment by Mike Brown, trapping him, being the aggressor against him.
Here's that jump shot you wanted him to take, but not that time. 2-point lead for San Antonio, just past the midway point of the third quarter. Parker spinning in the lane, and he's grabbed by Gooden, goes down hard. And Gooden checking with him, good sportsmanship. So Gooden will pick up his first foul. I think they're going to call it in the act of shooting. That's close. Tough on that angle. Looked like he was starting to put it up, but it would have been a difficult shot.
I'll give Tony Parker a lot of credit. Hearing the whistle, immediately went into the shooting act. Therefore, going to the line for two.
Parker, meanwhile, according to Duncan, says he's driving our team. That's what Duncan says, talking about Parker. And also, by the way, Jeff, you brought up the point. You said he's too lucky right now. You said that he's a top 5 point guard, making a ton of money. He's going to marry Eva Longoria. You said it's not fair that he has all three, that he needed to pick 2 of the 3. And you asked him that yesterday, and what did he pick to drop?
Top 5 point guard.
He took the money and the girl.
I can't believe this guy asked him. I'm sitting there saying, don't ask that man that. He asked with a straight face. Jealous?
Yeah.
James to the basket. Bank shot won't go. Ilgauskas tips it in. Zydrunas Ilgauskas having by far his best game of the finals.
But I love it. Go to the rim, draw defenders. If you missed it, easy tip in for Z.
Ginobili. Knocked away by Pavlovic. And a held ball. They'll jump it up at the Spurs free throw line circle with 6 left on the shot clock. So if the Spurs win the tip, that's how much they have to shoot. And if the Cavs win it, they'll get a new 24.
And that time, great defense by Ilgauskas, forcing Tony Parker towards half court and then getting back on his own man.
Five to shoot now. Parker fires away. And LeBron James with his 6th rebound.
And a great block out by Booby.
Kicks it out. Pavlovic for 3. Won't go. And Ginobili the rebound. Cleveland 1 for 8 from 3-point range. Duncan knocked away momentarily. Parker the crossover move. Bowen for 3. Can't get at the ball, and Ilgauskas with his 14th rebound. He's already had a 19-rebound game in the postseason. James into Gooden. Tough shot, knocks it down. And the Cavs have tied it again. Timeout, San Antonio. The Quicken Loans Arena has been a wonderful place all season for the Cavaliers. 7-1 in the playoffs, and they're even again with San Antonio. Frank of the Nets, already he's the all-time winningest Cavs playoff coach in just the 2 years. It shows you some of the tough times that this team has had. He was also part of a very big upset in NBA playoff history. He was a scout for the Nuggets back in '94 when Denver upset the 63-wing Seattle Sonics. So he knows what it's like to pull off the big upset. Let's check in with Stu Scott.
Mike, I was talking to Drew Gooden before the game, and he said, you know, I think our problem has been we've been concentrating too much on X's and O's and matchups and all those kinds of things. He said we should just play. We got here by just playing basketball and having fun. He even equated it to golf. He says the best things on the golf course are not when you're thinking about your grip and your stance and your posture. It's just when you just swing. That's when you have your most success. And, Mike, I think Drew's tee time Thursday, round 1 at Oakmont is going to be with Tiger at like 10 a.m. or something. I'm not sure.
Well, I hope their tee times won't be happening for a while as they can try and extend this series. It has been a defensive battle, to say the least. 3.5 remaining in the third, and neither team has hit the 50-point mark. And Gooden grabbed Horry, not a smart foul at all.
But just to go to Drew Gooden's point right there, so you can't just play. You just can't just play. Right there, you've got to know Robert Horry on the run, side pick and roll, always slips. So it's a combination of both. It's preparation that frees you to play with that freedom by knowing what the other team's doing.
Ginobili, offensive foul. Greg Popovich can't believe the call. Ginobili, who's still scoreless now, 0 for 5. Ooh, that's a tough call.
Well, it's a tough call, but the contact was made by Ginobili going to the body of Varejao. He's trying to get out of it. He's going away from Ginobili. Ginobili, a great job of forcing the contact, but that is an offensive foul.
You know, you look, Varejao has the right down that space going down the lane. And as you said, Ginobili did go into him on the second replay.
All I'll say is, I'm not watching the same monitor. That's a drive to the basket. That's no foul on anybody or a foul on Varejao. I agree with Greg Popovich. Are you kidding me? He's like sliding sideways. If you call that, it'll be an offensive foul on every drive.
Well, Varejao shaken up on the play and has to come out of the game. James for 3. Can't get it to fall. They just can't hit anything from 3. And it's a foul, loose ball foul on Gooden. As Gooden picks up his third.
I like that shot by LeBron James, though. If they're going to back up off you, shoot the jump shot. You work too hard. This is the biggest stage. Don't leave here thinking I should have shot.
He's now 4 of 12 from the field. Came in the first 2 games shooting just 35% in the finals.
Both teams have gone small again, so LeBron James is at the 4, and he should get to the post.
Parker. He's been almost automatic on those moves. Gibson, meanwhile, just with 2 points. Gibson has had 16 and 15 in the first 2 games. Lines up a 3. Too strong and Gooden, and another loose ball foul on Gooden. That's 4 on Drew Gooden. And 4 team fouls.
Foul on the Cavaliers, number 90, Drew Gooden. His 4th personal, his 4th foul this quarter.
All 4 fouls in his third period. He'll take a seat, and good sight for the Cavs. Varejao back in.
If you're too good, you have to be smarter than that. You just got caught with the same play. Hit yourself in the head and say, I got to play smarter. Don't come down and make the same exact mistake.
Varejao still grimacing a bit. He's still shaken up. Parker. Rifle pass to Bowen. Barry hits a 3. Brett Barry from downtown. 3-point shooting is huge in this game. Spurs 6 for 11. The Cavs 1 for 10.
I can't say enough about the decision-making of Tony Parker. Forcing the defense to trap him and then making plays unselfish.
James, here comes the double team. Inside, just overpowers them.
He's waiting on the double team. When you catch it in there, go quick. You can overpower Bruce Bowen in the post.
You know, Jeff, he told us earlier today that he didn't want to hold the ball long. He wanted to go right away. Parker lost it. Gibson foul by Alberto. Smart foul from Alberto. It's only the first team foul. And that would have prevented a fast break.
LeBron on the block. Don't wait. This is one-on-one basketball. Grown man move. Bruce Bowen trying to defend him. Splits the double team before Barry gets there. And then off the glass. Easy offense.
Keep posting him. Milk it.
That's where he is again. Quickly the double team. Damon Jones. Pavlovich. Can't get it to fall.
I tell you what, off the double team, you are surrounding the floor with shooters. Damon Jones, Gibson, Pavlovich, they have to be ready to catch and shoot.
Ginobili. Bowen on the drive. Berejau, hard foul. And that's what some of the Cavs are talking about when Parker goes to the basket, or anyone from the Spurs. A hard foul once in a while could do some good.
It's about time. I was thinking the same thing as everybody else on Sunday night. Was Tony going to get whacked? But it was Tony Parker I was talking about.
So Bowen will go to the free throw line with 1:15 remaining. Tony Parker has been whacked frequently in this series, but he keeps getting up. Although tonight just 5 of 12.
They need to make his screen go black.
Bowen misses. Again, you can see every game of the finals right here on ABC. Our coverage kicks off 8:30 Eastern. Tip off shortly after 9. Game 4 Thursday here at Quicken Loans Arena. And then if Game 5 on Sunday is necessary, right back in Cleveland. Game 6 and 7 next Tuesday and Thursday in San Antonio if the series continues.
When LeBron James posts up and they double, I would like to see them throw it out and then give him a second look in the post where he can repost.
Coming up on a minute remaining. Third quarter. James kicks it out. Damon Jones for three. Won't go. 1 for 11, and they've had good looks.
It's a make or miss league. You got to make in this game to make it look like good offense.
Bowen tries a three and puts it in. Bruce Bowen once again with another three-pointer. His 4th of the game. And a problem with the wetness on the floor, I believe. The officials quickly attending to that, make sure nobody gets hurt.
And Bruce Bowen says it's in the corner where he slipped and it's wet. All of a sudden, steps on the trophy.
Spurs, meanwhile, this is their largest lead of the night. You see Bowen getting it done offensively. Greg Popovich likes to say, you know what we say to Bruce Bowen? For 82 games a year, you have to guard the opponent's best player and play like it's your last game. Oh, and by the way, we won't call a single play for you all season long. And he accepts it. He admits he doesn't like it because he feels he has something to offer offensively. But he is just a superb defender, and he's got that man to cover. No easy task. Well, now they've got the court still trying to make sure all the wetness is off. Apparently somebody must have dropped a drink. There you see fabulous career, and not drafted out of Cal State Fullerton. He's made himself into one of the best defenders in a number of years. Certainly, Jeff, you think he's the best perimeter defender.
Great, and persistence pays off.
Gibson got hit, and no call.
And that's certainly a foul. Gibson going up for the shot, Ginobili contested. Looks like he got a piece of Gibson on the release.
Shot clock is turned off. We've had 27 total points here in this third quarter. Ginobili can't hit. Ilgauskas the rebound. And that will end the third. A 5-point San Antonio lead. And this presentation of the NBA Finals will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Lowest combined scoring quarter in NBA Finals history. This is ABC Sports, home of the Finals. And the Cavaliers trailing by 5. It's their first ever trip to the Finals. And right now, this series on the line for the Cavaliers. They're down 2-0 and certainly don't want to go in that 3-0 hole. And for Cleveland, this city has been a buzz about this team. Tickets for this game so difficult to get. There was one report that one ticket was scalped in the VIP section for $15,000. And these fans have been wild. But they're a little anxious right now because San Antonio right now a 5-point lead and the Cavs struggling offensively.
They are, and for $20,000, someone could sit here. But they have got to get an offensive burst from LeBron James, and they've got to make open 3-point shots.
We're willing to offer that spot for a lot less.
I'm going to give them mine. Are you kidding me? $20,000? You have a deal.
LeBron James, 13 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. He had some foul trouble again in the second quarter. The crowd a little anxious right now. Ginobili. Barry, high step for 3. And Daniel Marshall with the rebound. Marshall hasn't played much here tonight.
I tell you, basketball is not complicated. It's going to come down to other guys stepping up and making shots off the penetration and the double team of LeBron.
James backing in against Bowen. There's the double. Bad pass stolen by Barry. LeBron James with his 5th turnover. Duncan. Ilgauskas trying to swat it away. Ginobili for 3. And James the rebound. Bowen right with him as soon as he gets the rebound. Marshall for 3. Now 1 for 13 from downtown. That's not a great shot.
No, and I would rather see LeBron James attack in transition versus bounce it out. And then when he comes off the pick and roll, if he's open, shoot it. Go down with your best player shooting the ball.
Barry drills the 3, and it's an 8-point San Antonio lead. Mike Brown quickly calls timeout. Their largest lead of the game. And this arena has gone very quiet. Like to say they don't want to give an opponent any hope in a playoff series like a Game 3 victory from the Cavs. They're up 8 right now, and Popovich knows what his team needs to do.
We got to keep our defensive discipline. We haven't done it in a fourth quarter yet against them in the regular season or in the playoffs, right? Over 30 every fourth quarter.
And that's been the quarter for the Cavs. Now, granted, part of it's because the Spurs here in the first 2 games have been up by so many. But look at it this way. Tim Duncan hasn't scored since the first quarter. He has 8 points. Manu Ginobili hasn't scored a point, yet they're up by 8. Shows you how important their defense can win these type of games. Marshall, stripped. And trying to save it. Probably should have let it go. And it's Cavs ball. They never gained possession, so there's 6 on the shot clock. Good hustle from Vaughn. Here in the first 2 games, Cleveland's 4th quarter. Again, granted, big leads from San Antonio. James a 3. In and out. They just won't fall from 3-point range. Now 1 for 14. Duncan calling for it. Lost it. So much time, Cavs certainly don't have to settle for the 3s. They take another and miss another.
Well, you say settle for the 3s, but that's penetration and that's kicking it out to a shooter. You live with making the right play. That's a shooter with a wide open look. The only thing is you have to knock them down.
The Cavs have not taken a free throw in the second half. 5 of 9 for the game. Duncan banks it in, and it's a 10-point game. And Duncan with 10.
There's no room right now for discouragement on Cleveland's part. Keep making the right plays, taking the right shots, and trusting each other that you can do this.
James gets it inside, banks it in, and a foul. And if it's on Duncan, that's his fourth. timely bucket from LeBron James as Duncan picks up number 4.
And as Damon Jones faking the shot, dribble penetration, finding LeBron James, slashing to the hoop, finishes with the opposite hand, getting the foul from Duncan.
Duncan stays in with the foul trouble. Michael Finley will check in for Ginobili. James 3 of 4 from the line. He struggled during the regular season, but worked a lot with assistant coach Chris Gent and has really improved in the playoffs, shooting much better. Hits that one. He's up to 76% in the postseason. 7-point game with still plenty of time remaining. Duncan telling Finley to go through. Makes his move across the lane. Tough shot, defended well. And the ball goes right back to Duncan. And a held ball. Pile on the ball carrier.
That's just outstanding hustle from Eric Snow. Tim Duncan leaned to get the basketball. Snow wanted it more than Duncan in that situation. Sold his body out, hit the deck, and now he's going for a jump ball with the bigger Duncan.
But they're saying not Ilgauskas. Yep. Easy tip. Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Finley lines up the 3 and in and out. And Gooden with another rebound, his 10th. Gooden lines it up and knocks it down. 5-point game.
And you see Mike Brown not getting any offense from Gibson. Inserts Eric Snow as a playmaker and a primary defender on Parker.
Gooden having his best game of the finals. 11 points, 10 boards. Duncan across the lane. Gets the roll. Tough shot from Duncan.
If you're Ilgauskas, you're probably thinking, what do I do? If I give him the jump shot, he knocks it down in my face off the glass. If I push up closer, he rolls to the hoop with the leading, running one-hander.
He only has 12 points, but a couple of big buckets here in the fourth. Gooden, the height advantage on Finley. Can't get it to fall. Tipped out. Ilgauskas just got his fingertips on it. And they get a new 24. Bowen right on the tail of James. Inside to Gooden. Blocked by Duncan, but a foul. And Gooden will go to the line as Barry picks up his first. Crowd wanted it on Duncan, which would have been his 5th. And here's Gooden, the man who's been the subject of trade rumors every year that he's played here in Cleveland. Finally signed a big deal in the offseason, although his name still came up in the trade rumors in February. He was so happy a deal never came about. This is his 3rd year with the Cavs. Started off with Memphis, then with Orlando. And you see doing an excellent job on the boards tonight.
And Brent Barry just went out. He and Bruce Bowen have given them timely offense tonight. 7 for 9 from the three-point line when Duncan and Ginobili have struggled to play efficiently at the offensive end.
Spurs lead is 5. Chance of defense from this capacity crowd. They're a little nervous, though. You can feel it. Parker with 4 on the shot clock. Fires away. Puts it in. Tough shot from Tony Parker.
Once again, good defense. You force Tony Parker to do something he's not used to. Shoot jump shots. Over a contested Ilgauskas, you get back and try to get another stop.
64-57. Yes, that's a fourth quarter score. James goes to the basket. Lots of contact. And Parker picks up the loose ball. Mike Brown wanting a foul. Bowen looking. Finley, three-pointer. Puts it in. Michael Finley. A timely shot. The lead back to 10. Another timeout called by the Cavaliers. It'll be a 20-second timeout as San Antonio hits their 9th three-pointer of the game. Michael Finley playing in his first finals, looking for his first ring. It's a timely three, and the lead is double digits again. Fourth quarter in Cleveland. Remember the finals last year in Game 3. Dallas Mavericks up 2-0. They had a 13-point lead with 6.5 to go, and Dwayne Wade took over and completely turned around the series. Can LeBron James do the same for the Cavs?
Look where they're playing LeBron James. They're cushioning him 6 to 8 feet off.
Ilgauskas, good open look. Can't hit. Good in the rebound. Eric Snow on the drive. Pavlovich, he'll try a three. Finally, a three-pointer for the Cavaliers. They were 1 for 15 before that one pulls them back within 7.
Continuing to get good looks off the second shot opportunity. Dribble penetration from Snow, and Pavlovich does the rest.
Parker. Snow stays right with him. Shot clock at 5. Duncan, tough shot. Won't go. Ball knocked loose by Ori. Out of bounds. And Cleveland gets it back. Verjao will check back in. And we'll have a timeout. Cleveland Cavaliers trying to keep their hopes alive. Already down 2-0. Do not want to go to the unthinkable 0-3 series deficit. There's still plenty of time here in Cleveland. Game 3, Tim Duncan on the San Antonio Spurs, a 7-point lead. They trailed by 8 in the first half. As we look at our Verizon stat track, some of the numbers thus far. Field goal percentage, Cavaliers really struggling shooting the ball. They've had some good open looks, but 2 for 16 from three-point range has really hurt them. And a quiet bench night for the Cavaliers. Snow, Pavlovich, Gooden, Verjao, and LeBron James. James looking for an opening. Drives to the basket. Gets inside. Count it. And a foul. Back to within 5 with a free throw coming up.
And if you're LeBron James and Bruce Bowen is playing you this way, you don't want to shoot the jump shot. Put the ball on the floor and attack his body. Does that, draws the contact, explodes before the help comes into the picture, and go into the line.
So when Ginobili did that, you had an offensive foul, but on this, it's drawing the contact?
The difference is, meet me at the rim, says LeBron.
How do you always know what these guys are saying?
I read minds.
A 6-0 run, and they're back within 4. By the way, that was Bowen's first foul. Pretty amazing considering how physical he plays. Verjao now on Duncan. There's the double. Parker. Not that time, and Gooden with his 12th rebound.
But that's a good decision. Don't rotate all the way out to Tony Parker. Make him shoot it up over the top.
James looking. Crowd wants him to shoot. Gooden double team. 4 on the shot clock, and Duncan grabs it, and a hell ball. So they'll jump it up at the Cavs free throw line circle.
If you're LeBron, you have to make a quick decision, whether it be put the ball on the floor, but the way that Bruce Bowen is defending you at the foul line, at some point you have to shoot that jump shot.
It has not been falling for him. He's 7 of 17 tonight. You can see the Spurs defense has him thinking. Cavs win the tip. They only have 5 to shoot. And Duncan looked like he stole that one. Ginobili tried to save it. Pavlovich the steal. Has to put it up. Oh, almost in. And Duncan goes down hard as Gooden comes crashing into him. And that's 5 fouls on Gooden. Only the first team foul on Cleveland. A worried Mike Brown. Pavlovich made a terrific play getting off a decent shot considering the circumstances.
And Cleveland has played well tonight. They just have not shot the ball well. And I agree with Mark. LeBron James has to trust his jumper right now. When he can't get to the rim, it's on you. Shoot that ball. and live with the results.
Ginobili, back pass stolen by James. Bumped by Bowen. Lobs it in Varejao against Parker, and he lost it out of bounds. 13th turnover for Cleveland.
But that was an excellent decision by James. Varejao wide open under the rim, just fumbled it out of bounds.
Coming up on 4 minutes remaining in one of the lowest scoring finals games that we've seen. Bowen, 4 on the shot clock. Duncan spinning. Can't get it to fall, and Snow the rebound. Duncan screaming for a foul. Snow back to James. Gets inside. Bank shot won't go. And Duncan the rebound.
I like the idea of getting stops, though, and pushing the basketball. It boils down to the defensive end for the Cavs.
3.5 remaining. Snow trying to pick up the charge. Parker, the teardrop. James, the rebound. Crowd desperate for a basket. The crowd getting on its feet. James for 3. Won't go again. And Horry the rebound.
And a good shot, though. In and out, but a good shot. You step into a rhythm jump shot.
Shoot the next time, too. Keep shooting the ball.
Duncan. Pumped away by Varejao. Boy, the Cavs have certainly had their opportunities in the last couple of minutes. Snow calls out a play. You can feel the crowd wanting him to drive to the basket. James takes it to the rim. Misses again, and Horry the rebound. It just won't fall for the Cavaliers. And San Antonio calls timeout. Opportunity after opportunity. The Spurs haven't scored in 4 minutes, yet the Cavs still trail by 4. Just under 2.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Excellent look. Just won't go down. And the Cavs hoping they're not running out of time. I don't want to give an opponent any hope in a playoff series like a Game 3 victory. Here in Cleveland, Cavs fans hoping for one more run. They're down by 4. We're just under 2.5 remaining in the fourth. Another look at tonight's fantastic 4 to watch. In what might be the lowest scoring game in NBA Finals history. Ginobili scoreless 0 for 7. Duncan, a slow night offensively, but the Spurs still lead by 4. Their defense has been superb. But can LeBron James carry his team to victory tonight? Ginobili lobs it into Duncan, knocked away by Snow, and saved nicely by James.
Great job by Eric Snow coming from the weak side, deflecting the basketball, and good hustle by LeBron.
Cavs with yet another chance. Bowen, terrific ball denial on James. James on the drive, inside, tripped up. Well, let's see if they call it in the act of shooting. It should be. Bernie Fryer checking with Danny Crawford, who says yes. And Ginobili picks up the personal.
But Bowen backing up off of him, either pull up for the jump shot or look to be aggressive. That time LeBron turns the corner, contact made, and going to the line because of his aggressiveness.
These, without question, the biggest free throws of his career. Team down 4 here in Game 3. Big one right there. Want to hear what the coaches and players have to say about tonight's game? Log on to NBA.com following the game for live press conferences and video highlights of the Spurs and the Cavs exclusively on NBA.com. So quiet here now. Big free throws from James. An 8-0 run, and it's a 2-point game.
And give the Cavs credit. Their defense has allowed them to still be in this ball game.
Under 2 minutes to go. Duncan poked away. Horry the pass to Bowen. Parker back to Bowen. Shot clock winding down. Horry inside to Duncan. On the drive, stripped but fouled. And Duncan will shoot a couple. If it's on Gooden, he's done. And that's it. Gooden is fouled out with 13 points and 12 rebounds. Not a bad foul, even though you don't want him to leave the game. Duncan would have had a layup. And Duncan will go to the line for the first time tonight. Tim Duncan in the playoffs, 66%. But he's shooting free throws much better recently. In fact, in his last 3 games, he's 16 for 20. And you see in the finals, he's done a solid job.
And if I'm Mike Brown right now, I'm going to go small. I'm going to put Daniel Gibson back in the game and play James as my 4-man.
And that's exactly what he'll do. Well, they all think a lot of those coaches.
He's got to get his guy a job. Man, this guy is good. So if you're Drew Gooden and you got 6 fouls, you have to be over there saying, which foul was worth? All 6 fouls, not very small.
Although that last one prevented an easy layup from Duncan.
It was because of a gamble, though. He was in a position where he had no choice.
And now Duncan with huge free throws. Big shot there from Duncan. That's only the 11th free throw attempt by San Antonio. They're 5 of 11. 45%. And that makes it a 3-point game. Both teams still have multiple timeouts. Neither team with a foul to give.
An interesting decision by Mike Brown. Ilgauskas is on the bench. 9-second shot for Varejao, probably for defensive purposes against the pick and roll.
2 clutch free throws from Tim Duncan. So James and Duncan answer the call at the line. And it's back to 4. James inside to Snow. Back to James. Left-handed puts it in. Terrific adjustment from LeBron James.
Eric Snow, a non-scorer, but understanding how to be effective. Slashes to the hoop and makes the play to LeBron.
James has 10 of his 23 here in the 4th quarter. He's hit his last 7 shots from the field. Ginobili looking for an opening. Parker for 3. It's good. Tony Parker with a huge shot. And it's back to 5. Mike Brown saying push it up. Parker not known for his 3-point shooting. Able to nail it. James to Snow. Pavlovich for 3. Bang! Back to 2 again with 46 seconds remaining. The Cavaliers won't go away. Duncan nearly stolen by James. Duncan backing in. Parker shuffled his feet. Inside, stolen by the Cavs. Varejao with the save. Cavs not looking to call timeout. They have 2 remaining. James spinning inside. Varejao spinning. Scoop layup. Misses it. Duncan the rebound. And now they have to foul as Pavlovich fouls Ginobili. And Ginobili will go to the line with a 2-point lead and 10.4 remaining. It appears that Mike Brown wanted the team to call a timeout. They didn't see him. And even though he can call a timeout, with the noise and the officials down the other end of the floor couldn't see him either.
In that situation, even though you don't get a timeout, if you're Varejao, get the ball back to your home run hitter. Hand it off to LeBron, set a pick and roll, and get something off of his special play. You don't look to make a play, and that's just a bailout. Bad move by Varejao.
But Ginobili misses the first free throw. The Spurs 6 for 13 now from the line. Remember, Ginobili in Game 2 was 11 for 11 from the line. And it's a 3-point game. Mike Brown will call time now. He's down to 1 timeout left. His team down 3 with 10.4 remaining. When we come back, the Cavs will have the ball trailing by 3. 1.4 seconds remaining. The Spurs leading by 3. Cavs have the ball as they'll inbound in their front court. And Coach Van Gundy, a couple of strategies. Do the Cavs have to go for 3 here? And should the Spurs foul to prevent them from trying to tie the game with a 3?
They don't have to go for 3, and I would foul. San Antonio historically does not.
James goes hard to the glass and banks it in with 6.3 remaining. Quick score, 1-point game. And now Ginobili foul. So the Cavs work that well, and they still have a timeout to advance the ball for a final possession.
And where San Antonio is so disciplined, the ball goes in. Tim Duncan, their worst free throw shooter, along with Bowen, takes the ball out instead of being on the receiving end of the inbounds pass.
So a 1-point game. Big free throws from Ginobili. He just went to the line for the first time and was 1 for 2. Normally an excellent free throw shooter. For his career, 79%. Varejao will come back in. Now again, the Cavs, whether he makes it or even misses and they get the rebound, if they call timeout right away without advancing, they can then advance the ball to the front court.
And they've got to expect to miss. Do not give up a second shot on a missed free throw.
Much free throws there from Ginobili. And Cleveland will call their final timeout with a 3-point lead and 5.5 remaining. So now the Cavaliers will advance the ball inbound in the front court, trailing by 3. And the fact that they're out of timeouts and there's only 5.5 seconds remaining, they really have to go for a 3-pointer right here. Right, Jeff?
No doubt. And if I'm San Antonio, if they catch the ball with their back to the basket, I foul. If they put the ball on the ground, I foul. But if they're just faced up, I don't want to foul because they can rise up in the act of shooting.
Mark, sometimes players have a tough time. They don't want to commit that foul with the chance that the guy goes into a shooting form.
But you're Popovich, you have guys that you can trust. Make the foul. It's the best of both worlds. You're fouling a bad foul shooting team, second of all, so it's the correct play to make.
And watch for Ilgauskas. He does have 3-point range. Sometimes the guy that's not guarded to end the game is the center.
And often the inbounder is the one that gets it back. And now Greg Popovich will call a 20-second timeout. Spurs still have 2 timeouts left. Damon Jones was going to inbound. And Popovich will go over his defensive strategy again. Again, if you're San Antonio, you can give up the 2-pointer. There's really no sense defending in the 2-point area, especially with Cleveland out of timeouts.
Well, it's the right play to make, but I love these moments because here's where the great assistant coaches make their money. Tell me what the Cavs run in this situation. That's why Pop can trust his guys. That's why they get a feeling all the time out and discuss what to expect defensively.
And every team in the league puts together a late game tape where they watch all the close games. They'll have these plays down, and now it's up to the 5 on defense to read the situations. Are they going to switch 1 through 5? Are they going to foul? There can be no miscommunication.
Cavs trying to avoid the dreaded 3-0 deficit. Again, Damon Jones will inbound. Pavlovich, LeBron James, Boobie Gibson, and Ilgauskas on the floor for Cleveland. 5.5 remaining. They're out of timeouts. James on the drive, fires a 3. Off the mark. Ilgauskas tips it. Ball knocked loose, and that'll do it. The Spurs are now 1 win away from another championship as they go up 3-0 in this best-of-7 series. LeBron James talking with Bob Delaney. Thought there perhaps was a foul.
And Bruce Bowen tried to foul. On the catch when he put it down, Bruce Bowen grabs him, and that would have been in the act because he was picking the ball up. LeBron James has a legitimate complaint.
There's no question that's a foul. That's what LeBron James telling Bob Delaney. And you're right. Bowen was trying to foul him before the act of shooting and prevent the 3. Meanwhile, Tim Duncan and the Spurs survive, and now with that commanding 3-0 lead, Duncan is with Michelle.
All right, thanks, Tim. LeBron suggesting he got fouled there at the end, but talk about the defensive strategy. What was the plan 3 points with 5.5 on the clock, and it's the Cavs with the ball.
We were going to let Bruce do his job and try to stay in front of him, get him off of that line, make him a dryer if we had to, but just let Bruce guard him.
Taking a look at this game overall, poor free throw shooting, slow night for you offensively as well for Tony Parker. Manu Ginobili has 3 points, but only from the stripe down the stretch. How did you guys win this game?
Perseverance, a lot of great play from the bench. We had a lot of guys step up, and you know what? That's what it's about. It's about finding guys that'll do it on any given night, and we did that tonight.
You have said publicly you don't care how you get the 4 wins, if it takes 7 games, if you sweep. But how does that mindset change now with a big 3-0 lead in this series, Tim?
It doesn't change at all. We need to get one more, and that's it. However it comes. We know they're going to come out this next game. They don't want to be swept. They're going to come out this next game with a lot of energy, the same that they had in the building tonight. So we'll come out and try to finish it then. But if it takes 1 more than that or 2 more than that, we're willing to do that.
Tim, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Mike?
All right, Michelle, another great defensive performance from the Spurs, and what a disappointing loss for the Cavs and their fans. An electric atmosphere, but it ends in a 75-72 defeat, tied for the second lowest scoring game in finals history. Game 4 Thursday night at 8:30 Eastern right here on ABC. And for more post-game coverage, turn to SportsCenter and ESPN News. Now, except on the West Coast, stay tuned for your late local news, Nightline, and Jimmy Kimmel Live over most of these ABC stations. So, for Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson, Michelle Tafoya, Stu Scott, producer Kenny Wolf, director Jimmy Moore, and our entire crew, this is Mike Green saying so long from Cleveland. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Thanks for watching ABC, home of the finals.
Forged by destiny and a common goal.
We got the first pick. Pop went to St. Croix and spent 3 or 4 days just hanging out with Tim, walking on the beach with him. That really was the beginning of their relationship. Thought if I went down in his home environment that it might help me understand who he is. The first thing that I knew we had a winner was when I realized he had a sense of humor.
Pop, here's Tim. Okay.